right, all y'all. We're here in Texas. I just completed the installation of the trunk power lift for the trunk as well as the frunk. I did the front and the back bit. You're able to use your fob as a opening closing. I'll double click. It's already open. I'll double click on the trunk. Double click on the trunk. It goes open. I'll use the app as well. And there goes the trunk or the frunk. There's the trunk. It's closing. And we'll close the front trunk. All works real seamlessly with the app as well as the fob. You can also use the touchscreen on the inside for the trunk. Now in the trunk, you're able to use the touchscreen to open. Once it's opened, it still says open, but you push the button again and it'll close. The frunk, you're able to use it to open it, but for safety reasons, I'm not sure why, but I guess just being able to see in front of you and so forth, they want to make sure you're out there and make sure the front trunk is closed, so there's no chance of that popping open when you're driving, but it does give you an indication on the screen. For right now, the touch screen works real well. I'll show you that here in a couple of minutes, but for right now, let's go ahead and run through some basics also. You can also use the button underneath, as in the little soft button for what you usually use to open and close it. And you can use the button up above here that we installed to close it. Now on the front trunk, you can use the fob, the app on your phone, or the touchscreen to open it. To close it, you can use your fob, your app, or the button on the inside, the emergency release. On the inside, just push that, and that will close the frunk as well. So one other thing that I want to show you real quick like here, I'll get out of the way. Come over here to the button, and what you'll do is you'll push on the button and hold it down, and you'll hear these series of beeps. Now the first beep tells you that you're in the setup mode. Then it'll give you a series of beeps, like 2 beeps, 3 beeps, 4 beeps, 5 beeps, and I believe 6 beeps. Okay, I'll release it right there. We'll show you how slow it is on number 2. And if you're needing this, that's a perfect choice. Also, what happens if your hand or arm, or some child's hand or arm are inside here? You saw it's just like your garage door. There's some sensitive settings in there to where if there's anything blocking it, it just stops. I'm going to show you also, it's so slow, but if I put my arm in here, this is what happens. I felt a little pressure, but fortunately that didn't harm my arm. For a small child or something like that, it may scare them. Just be aware of that. Now let's go ahead and set it on a little faster speed. I'm going to go ahead and hold down on the button again until we hear the programming beep. And number 6 is the fastest. I'm going to go ahead and release it. Now you saw how slow it was on the number 2 setting. It's considerably faster, but yet it's kind of a normal setting you could see on all the cars out there in the industry. And I've done 2 or 3 tests on my fingers, my arm, putting a few things in there. You're going to feel it, but it's not going to pinch you or anything. So just to let you know, it's good safety features built in. Or the strength of the actual struts themselves can be adjusted on the control box itself. I'll put the instructions in there. I left mine on the factory settings, which I think was number 2 strength. I think the factory setting works real well. And we'll continue on with the inside touchscreen. We can show you those, and we'll continue with that here in a minute. All right, everyone, we're now inside the car. Touchscreen, as you would assume, you go ahead and push on that. You hear the trunk opening up. Works real well. We'll go ahead and open the front trunk. They both work really well. I just want to show you the differences here. As you can see on the front truck, it says opened. on the rear trunk it says open, but yet it's darker and not grayed out like the front trunk. So you can go ahead and click on the rear trunk and it'll go ahead and close. But for safety reasons, Hansshow decided to, I guess, assume that you may or may not have that completely open. If it's completely open, obviously you would notice it, but if it's partially open, they just don't want you driving off with that, maybe creating an air dam underneath that with us. So for safety reasons, they decided to make you either use your, I'm going to use the fob here, double click on that, and the front closes. Nice soft close there. Other than that, that is the basics for it. The front trunk and the rear trunk both get set the same way. The button on the trim on the trunk is what you set the speed. The safety button on the inside of the frunk is what you use to set the speeds for the opening and closing of the frunk. So that's about it for now, guys. We'll continue with a couple other videos for you to kind of wrap things up. Thank you very much.